Welcome back to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. We're going to go on another search today looking for some beautiful places. We are waking up again to a beautiful sunrise at the Goose Island campground outside of Moab, Utah. I don't know how you begin your morning routine when you're camping, but mine is always with coffee. And today it was before I could even get out of my pajamas. Today we want to head out and explore among these rocks. We're going to follow the Grandstaff Trail into Grandstaff Canyon, back to the arch. Grandstaff Canyon is just 1.5 miles up the road, so we are really close. Starting to warm up here, and my wife came up with some granola, yogurt, sitting by the fire. This ain't gonna be bad. The beauty of the early morning sun and the color of the rocks is definitely calling us out into this little canyon. Whenever you hike in a canyon, you need to make sure that you take plenty of water. It will start cool as the cool evening air comes off of those rocks, but canyons hold a lot of heat, especially as the sun comes up. So you got to make sure that you're able to shed layers and be able to cool off. Make sure you take that water. Once you left the developed part of the trail, you entered a rock ledge and the sun was just peeking over the top of the canyon. Beautiful scene. The Grandstaff Canyon Trail is an out and back trail. It is 5.7 miles and there's only about 870 feet of elevation gain and drop. So it's a pretty easy trail. Just make sure you bring some water. It does get hot. The trail varies from some very flat areas to some very rocky, challenging little climbs. So make sure you've got some good shoes on for this hike. That is flooding. These trees laying here with all of this brush clumped up is just one reason to be very careful of flooding in a canyon. If you're hiking out here when this happens, you're going to go downstream. shade's not bad for now, but boy. You all right?
Mud or no mud?
No mud.
No mud that way. It's a cool spot.
It is.
Next time. Good job, honey. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. Oh, you're gentle. You're very gentle. Hello.
For the most part, this trail was very well cared for and groomed. You definitely would benefit from having some waterproof or some Gore-Tex hiking shoes. There is a couple tight spots on the trail to get up and down, but mainly it was because of our short legs. Had we just had a little bit longer legs, we would have been just fine getting through some of these tight spots, but you can't find those in stores like you can waterproof hiking shoes. You do it to me, baby. Taking this video from a distance. Interesting, such clean water running into that muddy Colorado River. Well, this is really built up sand right here.
Right? Great resting spot.
So let me clarify before I explain this arch. I am not a geologist, so my vocabulary is not in that area. But apparently there are some cracks that form between the rock that are vertical, and water seeps down in, and over time the water begins to dissolve the rock that is underneath the top surface. So as the water sinks down in deep, dissolves the rock, you're left with an arch. Geologists tell us that the majestic rocks that are left here are the ones that were not dissolved by water and water over time. And what we're left to look at is the beauty of the strong standing rocks. We spent a little bit of time cooling off in the cavernous area underneath the arch, and then we packed up the drone, got a big drink of water, and we headed back out to the parking lot. They had to reroute it. Did you make it, or did you slide? Feels good. Just as we were approaching the parking lot, we found a large pool, and you could see the trout all the way from the trail. There's a pool there. Must find another way out of the canyon.
Oh, wow.
Can you see them like I can?
Yeah, I can now.
Well, we made it back to the parking lot in the hot midday sun, but what a nice little hike. Come back next time and we're going to do some exploring at Arches National Park.